Hey everybody, Dave Bartosiak with trending stocks at Zacks.com. The good old days when a manual transmission was called a standard transmission. Traction control was administered by the skill of the driver's own feet, and you didn't even have to wear seatbelts. Of course, those cars were rolling coffins with Ford ovals or Chevy bow ties on them, but hey, at least things were simpler back then. Nowadays, the average car comes with up to 150 microchips. These chips help the car with everything from GPS navigation to parallel parking. The bad news is there's a global microchip shortage as these cars have become more and more dependent on electronics. Now, there are several reasons for the shortage, including nerds like me buying up graphics cards for gaming, COVID-related plant shutdowns, and an overall increase in consumer demand for electronics. Like on a side note, I ordered a refrigerator in August and it's still not here. If I would have known that my K-cup machine in the door was going to cause this much of a delay, I would have just fixed my old one and brew coffee like they did in the 20th century. It's all due to an interruption in the global supply chain. Now things are about to get even worse for auto dealers, as they're being warned by manufacturers about the lack of availability of these chips, which could lead to no new cars for some of these guys in the summer. So that new S-Class that you ordered up with the multi-contour seats you thought was coming in June, you can forget about it. Dealers are going to be left with a book full of orders and no new inventory to keep customers happy. So what's going to happen? You're going to have not a lot of new inventory on lots and still a huge demand for used cars, for cars in general. So that means used car prices are about to go through the roof, or at least continue to march higher as they've been doing since this COVID shutdown. I would assume those margins for those used car dealers are going to be great also, but the problem is going to be sourcing inventory for them to be able to sell. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at Zacks.com and see who the potential winners and losers here might be. Now, the first group that could be in trouble here is the auto manufacturers themselves. You see, these car makers don't get paid on used cars. They just get big bucks on the new ones. That's going to put pressure on these automakers if they have not secured long-term sources for microchips. So first and foremost, Volkswagen right here. Now, it is the Zacks rank number 2 buy right now, but is that going to continue on forever? Not if they can't deliver new cars the way that they want to deliver those new cars in the future. So that's going to be a thing. Right now, though, it is kind of great to see that it has an A for our value style score, C for growth, C for momentum, VGM composite score of A. So that's a pretty good combination there. Zacks rank number 2 buy and the VGM composite score. But coming down the pipe, you could see these manufacturers struggle. And I just wanted to pull up here the entire sort of foreign manufacturers here. A lot of these are in the good graces of our Zacks rank right now, including Honda, Toyota, Yamaha, Daimler, Mazda. So it looks good right now, but if there's a shock to the supply of those chips there, pretty much all of these companies could be in a little bit of trouble. Now, who are the winners? The big winner, I believe, could be CarMax. And this is good because right now CarMax is a Zacks rank number 3 hold. That means that analysts really haven't caught wind of this yet and haven't been adjusting their estimates. Now, still, CarMax doing pretty well. That last earnings surprise, 27%, looking pretty good. Heading into this upcoming quarter, you have a small earnings ESP. That's what I use every day in Surprise Trader to try and uncover stocks which I believe are going to surprise to the upside. Look at these revenue numbers. Next year revenue growth slated to come in at 16.32%, translating to EPS growth of 30%. Again, that could get even bigger because CarMax only sells used cars, and if that used car market takes off, they would be the main beneficiary. Other one I want to touch on, one of my favorite dealers down here in South Florida is AutoNation. They are all over the place. Zacks rank number 1, a strong buy. Value style score A, growth style score A, momentum style score of A for VGM composite score of A. A number 1 strong buy with an A, pretty good there. Top 11% of our Zacks industry rank with the retail and wholesale's automotive industry. So things are going well in that industry right now already, but there are several AutoNation dealerships, most of them actually, also sell new cars. So the feedback I'm getting is they're not going to be selling the new cars, so they're going to have to sell a lot of used cars, but used cars have better margins for the most part, so they should be doing all right. The growth not as explosive here on AutoNation. CarMax looks a lot better, 8.87% for the current year, 3% for next year, and on the earnings side, 2.5% and 6% there on AutoNation. Now, the other firms here which are likely to benefit, obviously, these chip makers. And now today, one of those days where anything with a 4-letter ticker is getting beat up pretty good, but could be buying opportunity. And like I said, this does not have to be specific to the auto industry. You don't even need to find a chip maker that's only making chips for the auto industry. This is sort of a worldwide thing. So consumer electronics and the auto industry also, of course, but it doesn't matter if you're a chip maker, tons of demand. Amcor here, AMKR, Zacks ranked #1 strong buy, A for value, C for growth, B for momentum, BGM composite score of B. The electronics semiconductor industry, the top 27% of our Zacks industry ranks, so very positive there. I pull up another one here, Alpha and Omega Semiconductor. I believe this is in our blockchain innovators portfolio. Zacks ranked #1 strong buy, C for value, A for growth, A for momentum. Again, that great 1-2 combo of Zacks ranked #1 strong buy, also with the VGM composite score of A. Every time you share this video, somebody does a burnout leaving a used car lot. Follow the author, subscribe to the YouTube channel, Twitter @Bartosiastics, and don't forget to check out Zacks.com/promo for this week's promotion on the home study course. Come back for all the action here with trending stocks and Zacks.com. I'm Dave Bartosiak.